sometimes like what we don't want to do is have an unprocessed emotion because they will sit with us. I mean, a lot of us are still experiencing pain from things that happened in our childhood, in our teenage years, our college years. And most of it's probably because we didn't have the tools to be able to process an emotion the way that we need to. And so I'm not suggesting that we need to sit for 6 months and wallow in something that happened, because there's a big difference. Because what you need to do is you need to sit with it, but have a deep knowing that everything is going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Everything always works out okay for you when you focus on the positive things. And, you know, we can find gratitude in the suffering. We can find a reframe if we just give it that little bit of space that we need and just love on ourselves. Like, it's okay to feel sad. Like, it is okay to feel unhappy or angry. And then you can move forward and just knowing that everything's going to be okay. But what most of us do is we experience that emotion and then we just think until next thing you know, we have anxiety, and it's really hard to get out of that. Where if we just sat with the discomfort of that emotion and tried to just, you know, experience it a little bit more, we're going to move through it a lot faster because we have a deep knowing. We have that deep knowing and intuitive sense that everything's going to be okay for us. Like, we will get there. But our minds are so rapid in wanting to say, well, something like that happened before. Here's what we did. Here's what the possible outcome is. And we're already hypothesizing way more than we need to, rather than just being an allowance that it's going to unfold exactly the way that it's supposed to. I mean, I'm still uncovering things that I'd had no idea that I didn't process something when I was younger, and it just kind of kept flaring up when something similar would happen. And so it's a journey. It never ends. But when you know, like, you've got to get really clear on like what you really desire in your life, because then any thought or emotion that's not in alignment with it is going to, I mean, you're just going to say thank you, but no thank you. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm good. I'm going to keep moving forward, because we can get off track really quickly, right? On the opposite side of our goals and our vision is usually years worth of self-sabotage, where we've just done the same thing over and over. And the discomfort is supposed to be our teacher. Like, when I rub up against it, it's like, oh, somebody just said something and I feel it a little bit. It's like, that's my guide. And we just keep moving forward. If what our desire is to continuously grow. And not everybody's ready to continuously grow, because that's another thing we need to let go of is when you're in this space, you know, we've got to practice non-judgment, and we've got to allow people to, you know, journey on their own timeline. As much as we want to, you know, push them forward, that causes a lot of suffering in our lives as well. But I think what they want most from us is unconditional love and acceptance. Mm-hmm. And it's up to us. This was a big lesson that I learned through this, was I had to find a like-minded community. And that's where I had to write that down. It was one of my goals. And then, you know, wow, next thing you know, I meet Timmy and One Life's in my life, or, you know, M1, or just other groups of people. And then I started to realize, like, wow, if I'm feeling the loneliness being in this personal growth space, there must be other people. And that's when I started building more communities and masterminds of other people on, you know, in my industry, so that I could serve that need as well. So we've got to be intentional about that too.